Well, hey, EPOPs. Talking to somebody today, really struggling with self-talk and confidence. And I talked with them about the fact that those two are so tightly woven together. And so I wanted to talk to you about a couple different stories and then chat with you about self-confidence, where that comes from. And to remind you from the very beginning of today, confidence is a learned skill. Every single one of us can develop the skill set we need to develop our confidence. So, story number one. Let's say your goal is to eat healthier, to train, exercise, whatever word you want, and be smarter about what you're putting in your mouth. So you surround yourself with people who live the life you want to live, who are doing that thing you want to do. They're already who you want to be. And you go out for dinner together and you have this really great meal and you enjoy yourselves, and the waitress comes by and she says, "So I'm going to bring you the dessert menu. Who's interested?" And you look to your right and your partner to your right says, "Dinner was fabulous. Thank you so much. I'm not interested." And you look to your left and the person on your left says, "I am really full. I am really happy. I'm not interested in dessert. Thank you, though." 5 minutes before, your brain was thinking, I'm still kind of hungry. And the second that waitress said, "I'll bring the dessert menu," you went, dessert. But because you were surrounding yourself with people who are already doing, living, being who you want to be, you said, "Thank you so much. I really enjoyed my dinner." And you didn't have dessert either. So it's important for us to remember that it matters who we associate with. It matters who we spend our time with. It's also really important to recognize you don't have to be with those people in real life, face-to-face, one-on-one. What do you fuel your brain with? What do you read? What podcasts do you listen to? What shows do you watch? How do you fuel your brain? As an example, a lot of mornings, spend a few minutes, because it's short, listen to the podcast by Dr. Rob Gilbert. I never have met and likely never will meet this man who plays a very large role in how I start my day. It starts me in a positive mindset, ready to go, ready to attack, ready to do something productive. It's called Success Hotline, and I listen to Dr. Rob Gilbert's Success Hotline quite frequently. I'm never going to meet the man, I don't expect, but he's still part of, the healthy, positive energy that I fuel my brain with. There was an entrepreneur and she was trying to start a cosmetic company. And she found that there were a lot of people she could not distance herself from. And this is the reality. Sometimes we can't escape people that are in our lives who aren't our best friend, who don't lift us up, don't empower us, don't help us be better versions of ourselves. And this person said, because I can't escape these people, I got more clever about turning down the microphone. So she said, I engaged less. I paid less attention. I focused less on what they were saying, and I turned up the microphone up, on the people who helped me become who I wanted to be, live the life I wanted to live, tune into the version of the possibility of what I could do and where I could go. So that's two things. Number one, how are you fueling your mind? Who are you spending time with? If you have to spend time with those who don't push you to be better, make what they say less important and less impactful and turn it down. James Gill, latter 50s, athlete, triathlon, not one, but two, does a double triathlon. And people said, Doc, how could you do that? Like, wasn't that hard? Wasn't that terrible? And he said, no, actually it wasn't. I have learned how to be my best friend, and I have learned how to talk to myself, speak to myself, but I don't listen. I rally. I am my own cheerleader. I push myself to work harder. I focus on the positive. And as soon as my monkey mind gets chattering, I don't listen. I speak over top of it. So I think that's an extraordinary tool. And guess what? That's one of the most important things. Self-confidence comes from how you speak to yourself from number one, you can't lie to yourself. You need to take on challenges. You have to do hard stuff because then you have confidence in your ability to do another hard thing. You have the optimism to know maybe, just maybe, I could do that thing. So it's really important to recognize we only get better by doing the hard stuff. Sitting in comfort doesn't make us better. Somebody I know says, I'm only doing what I'm comfortable with doing. And that's not a bad thing, but there's no growth in that. And you don't build your confidence from that point. So sometimes doing what makes you comfortable is a good first step. But you want to get more confident, you're going to have to do the hard stuff because that's where confidence comes from. It comes from doing the hard stuff, being optimistic that I can do the next hard thing, and knowing that I've already done something hard and challenging. You cannot lie to yourself and say, I got this, I can do it. Very few people manage to do that and convince themselves or berate themselves or say nasty, horrible, hard things to themselves to get up and go and do and be successful. That's not where real confidence comes from. So food for thought, build your confidence, do hard stuff, not enormously hard stuff, but somewhat hard stuff, and get the skills and the belief that you can possibly, maybe, might have a chance. There's that optimism, right? And optimism and positive, encouraging self-talk and surrounding yourself with other people who have done it so you can see the possibility. That's where confidence starts. Wishing you an awesome ride. This is your mental performance coach, you Pops.